Okay, so to describe myself in 6th grade, I was a straight A student. I was the teacher's pet in all of my classes, reserved, quiet. I was kind of shy. I was shy. So yeah, that's me. That's 6th grade Londy. In our 6th grade class, there's 2 teams. There was Siberian and Sabertooth. The teams are named after cats. So I was on Siberian. I had gym class as an elective. An elective is like music, art, band, like something that's not math, science, English language arts, the core subject, something that's not that. In gym, we had to dress out in our gym clothes before we went out into the gym. The whole 6th grade was in there. My entire team, my entire Siberian team was in the gym. Like, we all had gym together. We all have to dress out and we have to go in the gym by a certain time. Usually the gym teacher comes in and she yells at you if you're running late. On this particular day, I'm in the locker room and I'm running late. It's me and 2 other girls in the locker room. The gym teacher comes in. She says, ladies, you got 60 seconds. You need to get out, get into the gym. You got 60 seconds. I'm walking out first, so I'm in front of them. One of the girls runs up behind me and she pushes me. She's like, move, 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 move. And I just turn around and I'm just like, hey, don't push me. She goes, and if I don't, I kept walking to the gym. So we get into the gym area and she's following behind me with her homegirl. She's still talking stuff. She's trying to be cute in front of everybody. Everybody was scared of her for some reason. Well, okay, it's because she had a really big mouth. And for some reason, people are scared of people who talk a lot. And they just are. Or at least that's my experience in school. Like, if a girl talks a lot of stuff or she's really loud, people are scared of her. They don't want to get in an argument with her. They don't want to get on her bad side just because she's loud. And she's popular. She's popular. She's a pretty girl. She was gorgeous. She had these green eyes. Not saying that that's what make you gorgeous, but I'm describing her. She had these pretty green, gray. Okay, let me take pretty out because people are so, like, you can't call things pretty or it's like, I'm not going to get into it. But she had, I'm not going to describe her, but she was a gorgeous girl. She was just bad-bodied. So we get into the gym and, she's trying to flex and she gets behind me and she's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And at this point, the whole 6th grade is surrounding us. And I'm like, well, I can't go on like no big backstory. When we first came to the States, we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. It was 6 of us. And we moved out of that apartment. We moved into this project building called Wayne Minor. We stood out. Obviously, my family, we stood out. We dressed funny. We talked funny. To the average American kid, like, my parents were weird. They had strong accents. So, like, we stood out. So these white people went around one day knocking on every single door. So they knocked on every single door and they were signing kids up for a program, a summer camp. So, we signed up for it. And so at the summer camp, naturally, you're going to be swimming. I ain't know nothing about no swimsuits. My parents ain't know nothing about no swimsuits. So I didn't have a swimsuit. So every time the kids would go swimming, I was just always sitting on the bench. And like, how weird is that? Obviously, I'm going to stand out because of that. So, and then also, yeah, I would have like dresses on, full on dresses, different color ribbons in my head, like that don't even match my dress, honey. I stood out. Like, I was out there. You couldn't miss me. One day, one of the camp leaders, I guess, she felt so bad that I never experienced swimming with the kids. I was always just sitting out, talking to one of the camp people, who were all white. I don't know if that makes a difference, but sometimes race adds to the story. I don't know, but they were all white. They were all white. So she's just like, get in the pool. Who cares? Just get in the pool. I remember, y'all, this is more than 20 years ago. More than 20 years ago, like, I still remember what I had on when I got in this pool. I guess I was that traumatized. I had on this red dress and it had a white polka dots on it. It had like a white ruffle up top or around the whole collar. Whew, honey. That's so sad. So yeah, and I had on my stockings, on my little church shoes. Like, that's how they used to dress us. And y'all wonder why we was getting our asses beat by them kids. So like, the girls would make fun of me because I stood out. And like, I didn't have any friends. Nobody talked to me. So I always was talking to the camp people, like one of the camp instructors, the camp leaders. That's the only people I talked to. So one day they're just like, hey, jump in the pool. Like, you know, just go. I go in the locker room and I take my little stockings off. I take my church shoes off and I come back out. You know, I have my dress on. So I get in the pool and my dress immediately goes up. All of the kids start looking and pointing at me. They're like, ah! I'm talking about all of the kids that were out there in the pool. They're pointing at me, they're laughing, and I'm just so embarrassed. Oh my goodness, I want to cry thinking about little Londy right now. Hold on.
Day after day, seems like I push against the clouds.
So all of the kids are pointing at me, they're laughing, and they're like, ah, we can see your underwear, ah. And I'm pretty sure my underwear was something roughly, a little roughly butt or something like that, y'all, like, ugh. So I go into the locker room and I sit in the stall and I'm crying my little eyes out because I'm so embarrassed, so humiliated. Like, why did I listen to this woman? So sad. Well, I didn't bring a towel. I didn't have a swimsuit, so of course I'm not bringing a towel. And I'm still sopping wet and my shoes are squeaking as I walk. So we get on the bus and the girls are taunting me, honey. Let me make this point. I was never scared of any of the girls. Like, I've never been scared of any girl because my mom is so scary. Like, it's just like no one could top my mom. If I can live with my mother, like, you cannot do anything to me. I was just shy, reserved. At this point, I really had never even been around American people. I had really always been around the Haitian community. I was always with Haitian people. I was always speaking Creole. So this was like my first time stepping outside of that. So I was shy and quiet and reserved. You know, I was quiet even in the Haitian community. Like, you know, if I didn't know you, I just did not really talk to you. So this is like my first time branching outside of the Haitian community. I'm doing things that I've never done before. So yeah, you know, I was quiet, I was shy, and I'm just on the bus, sitting there by myself, and you know, the girls are taunting me time and time. I don't know how to, I argue with my brothers, but I didn't know how to argue strongly in English yet. They're making fun of me, they're pointing, laughing, woo, 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 blase, blase. And well, it's only girls. Like, they kept the girls and the boys separate. I rode a separate bus than my siblings. My brothers, they was over there fighting too, but they had each other. So I was by my little self. So, you know, I think I started crying, and I think they saw it. I don't remember this part vividly, and I think it's because it's so traumatizing, or maybe, yeah, I think it's because it's so traumatizing, like, and I just want to block it out on my life, but I don't remember. But yeah, one of the girls pulls my hair. Now, mama, like, you know, I'm shy, I'm reserved, but I ain't no bitch. So she pulls my hair, y'all. I turned around and I snatched this little girl and I moved her from the back seat. Pull her in my seat. I wah, 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 wah. The whole hood jumps in the fight and I'm getting jumped. And so I put the little girl on top of me. I'm on the seat. I put the little girl on top of me, so they hitting her. And then I move her, I throw her, and then I start kicking everybody. Like, my back is turned. Hold on, let me show y'all. Windmill in my legs, y'all. I'm kicking the fuck out of that. Like, I'm kicking. 6-year-old Londy is kicking. And maybe that's why I don't remember it. Maybe I got my ass beat. Like, maybe my head was hit or something so bad. I don't know, but I don't remember that. But I remember getting the best of them girls. Like, I remember getting the best of them. And walking off the bus like, la, 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 la. And so the next day at camp, nobody was talking to me, but guess what? Nobody was making fun of me either. So from that day on, I was just like, you know what? I ain't even gonna let nobody talk shit to me. Like, you don't even gotta go as far as putting your hands on me. I won't even let it get that far, but I'm gonna check you. As soon as you say something to me, I'm gonna check you. So fast forward to 6th grade in the gym. Mind you, I was really patient. I was patient when I was in the locker room and she's pushing me. I could have turned around and clocked her ass then, but it was just like, you know, I wasn't really angry. I was just like, you know, hey, don't put your hands on me. That's it. Kept walking, minding my business. But she, you know, being cute, follows me. All right, so now we're in the gym. And again, it's my whole Siberian team. We're in the gym and she comes up behind me and she's like, what you gonna do if I put my hands on you again? Now by this point, y'all, the whole 6th grade is surrounding us because she was being really loud. And I'm telling y'all, I was just walking. I made it to like, when we go to the gym, we have to walk around the whole gym. Like 4 laps or something like that to warm up. So I made it to like the midway point. So that's how long I let her talk. So by this point, the whole middle school, my whole Siberian team made their way by us. So at this point, it's do or die. She goes, what you gonna do if I put my hands on you? I said, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. You know, very calmly, because again, I'm not mad. I'm just, you know, I'm surrounded by the whole 6th grade. Like, I can't let this go unchecked or like people gonna be trying me for the whole year. So I tell her, you know, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, plain and simple. She moves forward, and as soon as she moves forward, I slap the shit out of her. You know, at this point, it's like, you know, I done slapped the girl, I gotta keep going. So I start hitting her. I'm hitting her in the face, and she's not hitting me back. She falls on the ground, and so I'm like, okay. I start stomping her. I'm stomping, and this is the slowest fight I've ever had. I remember it in slow motion, y'all. I'm stomping and 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 stomping. Stomping, stomping, and stomping, and stomping, and stomping, and stomping, and stomping. And I'm like, yo, where the fuck is this gym teacher at? It's 2 of y'all. I'm like, where are they at? You got time to be in the locker room, be rushing people out, but where you at? Where are you at? Kids is fighting. Where you at? Finally, the gym teacher, the woman, she runs towards me and she's looked at me and she goes, get out. And immediately I look at her. Remember, I'm shy. I'm the teacher's pet. I'm the good girl. But, you know, the gym is my whole Siberian team. So the gym teachers, they don't really get to know you personally. They don't get to interact with the kids on a personal level. The only way they know you is they're like just really bad. But it was just really hard for them to have intimate relationships with us. So this gym teacher didn't know me. I look up at her and like, I feel like I froze. And I just see the look on her face. It just looks like disgust. And so it's like, go to the office. And so she sends me and the girl that I was just stomping to the office together by ourselves. Like, what? Me and her go to the office, and I don't know what was going on. Maybe we didn't have a principal. I don't know. But they told us to go to our teachers, the Siberian team teachers. So the teachers, they sit us outside together again. Like, what? What is wrong with y'all? Like, why y'all sitting us alone together? And so we're out there together, and I start bawling my eyes out because I'm just like, oh my goodness, these teachers are gonna think I'm a bad kid. They're gonna be so disappointed in me. And so I'm crying my eyes out, y'all. Oh, and I guess me crying like opened her up a little bit. And she goes, everybody gonna think I got beat up because you was thumping me. And I just look over at her like, girl, I got bigger problems. These teachers are gonna be so disappointed in me. Forget your stumping. I was so sad that I fought this girl, like in school. And I wasn't even scared about my parents. Or was I? No, I wasn't scared about my parents because I knew I could go home and just tell them whatever. And I think I told them a story. I got spit on. I had 2 excuses when I fought. 1, they spit on me, and 2, they was talking about you to my parents. They was talking about you. What you gonna say? What you gonna say? Like, I was defending your honor. But, you know, I knew I could go home and just, they wouldn't really understand what the teacher was saying, so I could go home and kind of manipulate the story to how I wanted to manipulate it. Okay, so they call us in one at a time to, you know, talk about our punishment. And I get in there in front of the teachers, I'm bawling my eyes out even more because I'm so ashamed of myself. I'm so ashamed that they have to see me in this manner. Like, you know, like I just had a fight. I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm ashamed. And so they tell me to call my parents on speakerphone. And I call them and they're like, hey, we're going to suspend her for a day. She got into a fight, but she's a really good kid. Don't worry. You know, we had to give her a day because she had a fight. If it was up to us, we wouldn't give her anything, but we had to give her something because she was in a fight. All right. Okay. All right. And they hang up with my parents and, you know, I'm still crying and they're just looking at me like, ooh, you know, like, Pope, baby. Ooh. So I do my 1-day suspension and I come back to school the day after. The girl who I stomped, the girl who I stomped wasn't there. I need to stop saying the girl who I stomped. The girl who I didn't really fight her. She didn't fight me back. The girl who I stomped was not at school. And I found out that they gave her 5 days. She got a 5-day suspension. So she got beat up. She got embarrassed. She got dethroned. And she got more days than me. And I know for her, it had to be even more embarrassing. Because remember, I said she had like a really big mouth. She was popular. She was pretty. And I was this quiet, nerdy, geeky, 1 shoe a year girl. And that's the girl who beat her up. I know me as an adult, I've been listening to kids talk because, you know, sometimes they be telling some juice. They be having some juice. It was a big deal that my little quiet self had beat this popular girl up. So, you know, the kids was in classes talking about it. So, of course, the teachers heard about it. One of the teachers, I remember, Miss Parker. Hey, Miss Parker. Miss Parker, she goes, yeah, come here. You know, she lets the class go and I go up to her. And she started laughing and she's like, here we are thinking you got beat up. And all the kids telling us you stumped this girl. I'm just like, and she's just like, girl, we thought you got beat up all that crying you was doing. And so from then on, she would call me Mike Tyson. They'll be like, come on, Mike Tyson. Come on, Mike Tyson. And so I went into my social studies class and that teacher, she's looking at me too. She shook her head. She's like, yeah, I heard about you, little Muhammad. And so now I'm kind of bucked up. I'm like, okay, yeah. I beat her up. That was me. That was me. That was me. Yup. And so, you know, I'm kind of like on a high now because like everybody know, do not mess with Londy. Don't mess with her. So yeah, that's the story.